Hello everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Alliance Wars showcase, but tech defense. Specific champions are going to be good for taking on certain things. So let's get into it. Some forewarnings, some champions, like this was the team that I used, except for Deathless, correct. That's the team that I used right there for my run. It wasn't actually the best team, and actually kind of in hindsight, there were some better options which I should consider, or should have considered. There are 4 key areas that I recommend some champions on. Number 1, armor break champions. So there are a lot of armor break based champions. Whether or not you're going Angela, Thanos does have it. Deathless King Groot has it. Scream has it in abundance. And also we've got Medusa. I think Knull's got it. Terrax has got it. So there's a lot, right? That's helpful. That can be very helpful. Survivability champions, there are a lot of survivability champions. So when things don't go according to plan and you need a little bit of regen or have regen as part of their kit. There are many, but I'm just going to mention I think 3 of them, which is or survivability in general. So you've got, well, you could have got 4 then. Those 4 right there: Serpent, Angela, Deathless, King Groot, and yeah, Thanos for that are good kind of survivability based champions. There are others, right? I'm just mentioning those 4, right? There's also miscounters. So miscounters will be helpful on some of the fights because some of the champions or a couple of champions have miss. So having Serpent in your team, doing an SP2 with Gladiator, having a Gamora SP3, which is a bit difficult to rotate around, so that's a bit of an iffy one to kind of like recommend, but it is an option right there. Auto block counters, those are very, very important, and those 2 right there, if you've got Knull or Medusa, can be helpful because there are some auto block champions, so true accuracy options can be very, very helpful. So without further ado, let's go into, and by the way, a full write-up of everything that I'm talking about, and also we're going to see some footage on screen in a minute. Well, we're going to see that. But also in the description, there's a full write-up or champions I'd recommend for it. And yeah, let's get into it. So once you've decided on the champions that could be helpful to take you in and through the paths, it is a lot of fun, as I've said in the previous video. The fact that you get regen, the fact that there's a lot of survivability based on the nodes, the fact that the nodes aren't overly complicated and actually this is fun and you don't feel too punished by the fact that AI is still pretty rubbish, but at least you get to recover some health and do a bit of damage, see your damage paying off, and it's just enjoyable. That is why I enjoy this particular content. But also, first of all, starting with How the Duck, who we use for this, or who did I use for this? An armor break based champion. Any champion really does for this the same thing, and we can move on to Jack-O-Lantern. Any cosmic champion, any decay cosmic champion does a great job here. Just keep champion to an SP1, even the SP2. They're all easy to avoid. You could bring an incinerate immune based option or poison immune based option. I can't remember, it's one of the 2, but that can be quite good. Moving to Omega Sentinel. If you want to bring an auto block based counter, that is recommended unless you're able to armor break. So again, options are available to you depending on who you've got, what you've got, and how you want to rotate against this. Maybe you want to take Medusa in this fight because it's a robot based champion. You want to suppress that with armor shattered. Maybe you want to do the same thing with Deathless Thanos. Maybe you do, maybe you don't with that. Anyway, moving on. Next path. Auto block counters are helpful. Maybe a shock immune would help, but I'd say it's probably best to focus on the armor break or auto block based options for this. And maybe if you don't have those particular options, rotate around an SP3 just to be safe as the means of rotation. A forewarning to those doing the shocker fight, because it is a bit of a shock on the quality of the AI. You definitely need an auto block based counter for this, and I would go with just one of the many that are auto block counters. Knull or Medusa could be the better options right here for that one. But as long as you get your rotations in right, could be good. Angela. I forgot to mention Angela as an auto block counter. So Angela I used here, and once I got a good rotation with it, I'm just updating my my notes as I go. That was kind of like what I enjoyed. Okay, moving on to Iron Man Infinity War, same thing, auto block based counter, last 15% of health is going to see that triggered off a lot more. And of course, you'll see special attacks be thrown at you left, right, and center in that last 15%. So use an auto block counter to make it easier, and also armor breakers can be quite helpful there as well. Warlock, possibly shock based counter, but to be honest, you might need just like an armor block immune based champion, which I think that's Terrax, but there are a few others as well. So kind of reverse it from what I said a moment ago. Like if you have immunity to it, then that's better. But I can't remember. I'm probably wrong with Terrax being an armor break counter, like an armor break immunity champion. But apart from that, just keep to an SP2 if you can, and then just smash them up. Watch out for healing back. That's maybe not so easy, but I managed it fine with Angela, so it is what it is. Also use Medusa because of the robotic counter and what Armor Shatter does to any Armor Shatter based champions. Iron Man Infinity War? No, wrong one. Iron Man Infamous. Doom. Yeah, just a very easy fight. Armor break champions work here. Nothing really to be concerned about. So, yeah, that's nothing to worry. The last path, there are a bit of complexities to it. Something to get in place is a mist-based counter. So if you bring Serpent as part of your group, Gladiator off an SP2, Gamora's SP3, again, examples of mist-based counters, that'll be able to do Shuri. Yes, you can rotate around how you know, maybe like any champion that's armor breaking, helpful. But I personally think I want to make it as easy for myself as possible. So that's why I went the route of Serpent. That's why I'd probably go, if you can get up to an SP3 of Gamora, if you can get up to an SP2 of Gladiator, then you can find Vigilance to deal with the elements of this fight. But it depends what you've got available. Penny Parker, auto block based counter, helpful here. Medusa, Knull, Angela did the job. A lot of the time when I was doing this, I was finding that I was getting my health back. So it wasn't so much of a worry when the champion did go auto block, and I wasn't building up enough buffs to counter. Because with Angela, you need to have a high signature champion to get more buffs, buff ratio to auto block counter. You can get that as part of like just the true accuracy, which Medusa and Knull kind of like help out with matters. They're a bit more easier, but Medusa, you do have to get awakened. So that's something, if you don't have, then might be a bit of a bugbear of frustration. Future Ant-Man is the final one to end on. I didn't really kind of like get this rotated around correctly, but I just armor braked and had my survivability based champion, which is King Groot Deathless at rank 2, to keep myself alive for longer. But any champion can really do against this. It's just a glance thing. And maybe like armor breaking that could be quite helpful. Terrax, I think, would be quite an interesting and fun option for this, but there are because I think has Terrax got like the power control? No, I think he's going to be, he'd probably be good here, Terrax. Anyway, final boss, Red Skull, auto block counter, Medusa, Knull, Angela. If you've got them, that's helpful. It'd be sad if you don't have any of them, but if you've got them and willing to rank them up, they're actually going to do you a solid for this and be quite fun and helpful. Maybe we're over egging the pudding by saying like, oh, well, it's specific to these champions. No, you can use a lot more cosmic champions. I'm just, as I've always approached stuff, if I've got a champion that specifically counters something, it interests me more. So the auto block counters, so true accuracy options, auto block counters, just make this just so much more easier to kind of like deal with. And I can't remember if Vigilance has, because I think Vigilance has something else as part of it, but it could be able to branch into helping out in some of these other fights. So that's something I just need to quickly check. No, for some reason I had in my mind that I thought Vigilance could do auto block as well. It cannot. I'm thinking of something else. So yes, that has been it for the video. That has been it for the options. Who did you use? Who are you having fun with? Put it in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. And I'll see you all in the next video, whatever I'm covering. Oh, wrong screen. There we go. There's the end screen. Bye, everybody. Cheers.